Another tip that I have noticed is to always check online. Usually right now, I don't know if all schools do this, but they have like an online place where you can check your grades instead of going up to your teacher. But say um for like example me, I just checked my grades right now and I found out that my teacher misplaced 2 points on an assignment. So I'm gonna ask her about it tomorrow. That way, if something happens like that, or you have a zero, or you have a higher grade than what you saw, then you could just go up to your teacher, maybe print out the a page of what you're talking about and show it to her and or him, and I think he will happily or she will happily change that grade for you. So that's a thing. The another thing is to have communication with your teachers. Having communication with your teachers is very important. Um, I've noticed that in my honors classes, it could be like the harder and the bigger the class, the harder it is for you to talk to your teachers. But see, tutoring, my friend, she just came from calculus tutoring right now. We came late from school because of calculus tutoring, and she was happy that she learned a bit, and that is how to communicate with your teachers. Sometimes you don't want to answer a question because you're shy, or you don't know how to word the question right, or you see that your teacher doesn't have time to answer your question. Come after school, 5, 10, 15 minutes, maybe an hour if you're here for tutoring, and I think she will be happy, or he will be happy to help you guys out. I know that my teacher helped helped me out a lot, and this year, because like my same bio teacher is the same teacher that I have for AP bio, so he's like, if you guys have any questions, you guys need help, please come to tutoring, and that way I can have a one-on-one discussion with you, and that way it helps because sometimes when you're taking notes and stuff, your brain doesn't have enough time to observe the energy, and even though you read textbooks, you read everything, it just can't get stuck into your head. So that's what I advise you guys, go talk to them 5, 10, 15 minutes, and honestly it will help. And if they're a good teacher, they won't mind. In fact, they will actually tell you to come even more often so you can get help before the test. And make sure it is not right before the test. Make sure it's at least a week in advance, maybe 2, 3 days in advance. But if it's the day before the test, then honestly, um, you guys will look like irresponsible because you guys had all that week that that you didn't understand the concept, and you went until the last minute before the test when you could have just um, they could have helped you with the concept and you could have learned more and studied and therefore got a better grade. So also seating arrangements, oh gosh, seating arrangements help a lot. Some teachers don't allow you to sit wherever you want, but say, okay, so for stats and for French, they allow me to sit wherever I want. And because I was late to school because I was on vacation, I'm sitting in the back. But honestly, if you can change that, then sit up in the front because there's no people distracting you. You listen to the content and you're distract free. So there's no distractions, there's nobody to distract you, and you're paying attention to what you're doing. Tests, quizzes, pop quizzes, whatever you guys take. Um, Honestly, study 3 times the same material before the test. Usually, I say to study 3 days before the test, but there's sometimes like today that our teacher told us that our French test, sorry, yesterday, our teacher told us that the French test would be today, Wednesday, instead of Friday. And honestly, that bummed me up a little bit because I had like my study schedule ready, and so I had to like cram all those like it wasn't that much info, but I still had a cram, and I hate cramming because I was taught last year never cram if you can avoid it. So, say today I have to study for a stats quiz that I have on Friday. I'm gonna start studying from today and then Thursday. And then since it's my last period of class, I'm gonna study throughout lunch. And that way I have my 3 study sessions, and those study sessions will be an hour long. And that way, when you don't cram, that way you have longer periods to study. Not only does it help your brain memorize, but you also have to spend less time. You can spend time playing a video game, watching TV, doing other homework, or going on your phone, or watching, or actually hanging out with your family, because I know sometimes it's hard to put in that quality time with your folks. So I'm gonna make this video so long, but I want to help you guys. I know how it was, especially if you're a freshman or just somebody that needs help. I know how you guys were, and honestly, I learned the hard way last year. And this year I just, trying to get better and better and better. And I do have 3 AP classes, so I need to get better, and I need to study, and I need to do my homework. I need to stop procrastinating. Procrastinating will kill your grades. Honestly, that's the reason why I had a cram, because I would say, oh, I would study this day, and then I wouldn't, and then until like the last minute. Don't do that, guys. Seriously, don't cram. If you can avoid cramming, don't do it. But yeah. So another thing is classwork. Honestly, I'm going by categories if you guys didn't know. But like honestly, classwork is very easy. Usually most teachers, when you have a classwork assignment, they grade it based upon effort, at least for some. But then there's some that grade it on how correctly it is. But honestly, if you do your homework and you study a bit, you shouldn't really have a problem with the classwork. And the other one, just put in all your effort and you should get 100% in this category. And if not, try studying a little bit, try focusing more on your homework, your notes, make sure you study. So as for homework, this is a homework, honestly, it's what's going to be on the test. And it's a lot of practice, but you can do it. Say I'm taking APUSH this year, and we have so many Cornell note taking that we have to do. And we also have like regular notes, but I got like tips from another student. She said that basically everything that you take notes, you have to learn by yourself. That the teacher only goes through like basic slides of the info, but you have to go in depth into what it is. And that is the AP exam. So you have to go in depth, you have to study, you have to read your books, and you have to basically do it on your own. And this is how college students do it. They only say they only have 1 or 2 classes. It's only an hour. And then they have to go the next 2 days. And honestly, you learned all that material at home. You need to study. At least I saw this like survey and online, and it basically said that people don't study enough, and that basically to really get a good class, to really get a good class grade for college, you need to study the subject 3 hours every single day. And I'm just like, oh gosh, that's too long, that's too much. And so what I've been doing is that I've been trying to like put a separate time out of my whole day to put in at least 10 to 15 minutes each subject to study my notes, to go over them, to find questions that I have, and to next day so I can ask my teachers. And honestly, this is what to do, because even if you're in a regular or honors classes, you guys still have questions, you guys still have tests, and honestly, there's gonna be that subject that you don't like. For me, last year it was chemistry. I hate chemistry. And, it was hard. I struggled. And it would always be like that. You probably don't like math. You probably don't like history. You probably don't like English. It's going to be those type of classes that you're going to work less with because you don't like it. But see, I've noticed that those classes you tend to work less, you tend to slip off your grade. But see, what you need to do is to learn more, to keep pushing on. You need to find that motivation in yourself to keep going on.